Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm World Dragon and this is the continuation of our playthrough on Timberborn. In the last episode we started building our dam. We've planned a good portion of it. We're going all the way around the back, around here. This is going to be our outlet area. And we just have to, well, chop it off by here, basically. That can now go bye-bye. Then to plan and build kind of an aqueduct thing coming from here, which will also plug in the gear work from here to what will eventually be our gravity battery farm, basically. Then of course we will have, as I've mentioned previously, a little kind of pipe system coming down, which will then plug into our aquifer drill, which also has not yet been built. That's where we left off. Now, I think I got all these plugged in. They're all on the network. We've got that kind of going. We've got the resources pumping out down here. Now, I did absolutely devastate my my resource pool. That got absolutely destroyed. Oh, we had a bunch of people die from old age, I think. We've now got 9 people missing from jobs. That's never the best thing. Our food and our water, they're basically holding. We're just above the limit on both of them, but we certainly wouldn't be able to suddenly jump out the other side of a disaster. Now, we have short-term, long-term plans, I should say. I want to get my population up. Now, as you can see, now we're now missing 10 people from jobs. 4 of them will be these 4. The other one, I'm assuming, is, yep, a whole 6 here. Never the best. Really, never the best. Now, I mean, we can pretty much go and unlock the majority of our buildings, or a good portion of our buildings, the science we currently have. What I might do is... I'm gonna drop you guys down and put you on half worker speed because we've got so much, so much. Let's start being a little bit more efficient. Let's drop you off from the paper mill. We still need our pine resin. Still need our pine resin being gathered because we are making treated planks. And there you go. Our log and our plank numbers are recovering once more, and we have gone and increased our stockpile numbers. Those now we could do with doing the same for everything else. Just remove little bits and bobs here and there. Our explosive factory has now been switched over. We'll get that moved, and basically put it in another log pile. We do have, oh yeah, so we've got storage for metal blocks. Got storage for planks, got storage for logs. These 3. We haven't got a big storage for scrap. Worry about that right now. And treated planks we also could do with a bigger storage for, because hey, why not? But then on that as well, so I mean, yeah, I'm not too worried. Our logging industry is pretty nice, to be honest. I mean, it can't quite take ridiculous dam construction size things, but it's doing pretty nice. Probably, to be honest with you, support another woodcutter. I mean, I'm gonna give it, 5 or so minutes to see how we do, but I'm pretty sure the trees are coming up faster than they're being chopped down. As I said, food it's pretty much there. It's recovering pretty nicely every time we take a bit of a hit. I'd say that's, got a 10-15% cushion, but not huge numbers. Let's get rid of that. And the same with my water. It is slowly trickling up, but I do emphasize slowly. That is the whole point of building this dam. So I can't simply go and smash out those beaver numbers much. There is, we are coming towards the limits today. What we are also doing, there you go, our platform is very nicely built, and of course we do also now have access to it. So with that, How about I go and pick up those resources. We've got plenty of people. So that one as well. There you have it. The platform's now up there, not looking steady. We'll pick up all of the resources. Like I said, one of the next things we have to do really is to plug it into this and get a better battery farm on the go. But I think first things first, we do need to look at our resources. And as I said at the end of the last episode, we're stage 1 good. We are stage 1 good, but we're not really stage 2 good. And so, yeah, we need to up to stage 2. So like I said, we've got water on the go. I do reckon I can chuck in another cheap Jack. And I think I am going to put him in the middle of this here. All the trees are marked for cutting. That's good. Not actually the button I was after. I need that tree to disappear. And it may never be gotten to. What I'm going to do. I was to say, don't chop those down. But chop down him. Gonna get some support on that one. See you in the morning, and then I will chuck a cheeky little woodcutter in there. That'll up the wood industry. Now, in terms of power on the network, have pretty big supply with not too much of a demand. We're definitely not struggling to keep this thing max powered. And so I think we could very easily go for another plank workshop as well. Let's go ahead and do that. That down. Okay, yep, we've gathered that one. Let's turn all those back on and let's build us happy little jack. Is that the right? No, it's not. We'll build ourselves cheeky happy little lumberjack flag in there, and then we will give a nice boost to our log and plank industry. Let's up storage for our gears. Going to go and continue to put that one over here. Warehouse, that is our gears. And once that's done, yep, I will replace this with pine resin. I'm going to do a big one for pine resin. I don't necessarily need. And let's get the ground storage here. And this is take over the plank. How are we looking? We're also going to have to start thinking very soon about a new scrap metal location. Now, this isn't terrible. It's a bit of a run from here. Not terrible. I mean, we do have these further away. We should probably start thinking. I think this is the first bad tide we're going to have on my attempted what am I doing with my life system. Probably do have to start thinking about going for a mine soon, really. Keep this all kind of going. And I think with the directions we're going, that might end up being the simplest one. We've got a nice bit over here. I mean, because that's just the direction we're going in. So I think it's easiest if we kind of keep working off that direction. But we can probably dip into this scrap pile first, as we're really not that far off that one. Yeah, we'll get that set up, ready to go. Now we are going to see, I assume, this throw some bad water out at us very shortly. Fine, that's not going to cause problems or devastation from what I can tell. I'm not sure exactly how this will, in essence, because... Well, this in essence will cause contamination, and I don't know how far that'll spread through this area. I mean, if I can keep this full of water, that should dampen it quite a lot. We'll see. Like I said, this is the first time I'm, should we say, testing the defenses. Fine resin. $144 out of 200. Oh, but that's gears. Wait, what? Gears are gonna go out and go to there. Planks come out of here and here. Okay. That on the go. We'll keep this scrap metal for now. And our resources are nicely going up, I would. Once again, I did work this out. I need to really put a marker down. That's got 3 to go up. That's got 2 to go up. That's got 1 to go up. That is, in essence, where I need. So I'll put that. That in essence is my dam marker. That ready to be built there. Okay, so we have logs coming in at a better rate. Planks now coming in at a better rate. You are still not struggling. Lytus. We're going to pause one of you from the get-go. We have only 2 days. Let's see how my system works. We'll find out. We'll find out very shortly. I'm not expecting miracles. Tell you that much. Very much not expecting miracles. Yeah, we'll see how that all goes. So, oh, and also then, we are not losing anything in terms of contamination. Now, of course, I can just go and surround this with contamination barriers, which is what I really should do. Even this doesn't seem to be, because it's in water, taking any form of hits. Good. Contamination 31%. Contamination 7%. Yeah, so we'll have to see how easily that clears out. Downstream depth 0.42. Goes above downstream depth of 0.25. That's to open. With a sudden drop through of water, I mean, as you can see, the downstream depth very much goes above what I wanted. That's fine. Contamination 31, contamination 55. That'll obviously be what's above it. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how my little system deigns to work. Not entirely sure on it, but like I said, yeah, we'll. Basically, we'll just see what happens. Bad tide has ended. The contamination is now 54%. Downstream depth, which should continue to drop off quite nicely. In a minute, this will open. Okay, we lost about 14% there. And as this continues to slowly drop down. Okay, we've had a day. I think I predicted about 2-day cleanup. You go, drop down another 10%. Okay. Well, that's kind of working. Is it a great system? I don't know. And this was obviously only from a 2-day bad tide. This could end up resulting in more like 100%. We have a longer bad tide. There you go. We've dropped down another 8% again. Okay. I quite like the system. May need to think about ways of tweaking it. Because obviously the big problem is I kind of need something to... I kind of need it all to stop when bad tide starts. Because then it won't really contaminate itself. Then when bad tide's over, I need it to open. So I mean... Yeah, I don't know. I need to think of the theory on that one. Okay, we're down to 13% in 2 days. So we've dropped 37% in a couple of days. As you can see, the contamination is continuing to slightly go down to 11%. It is very mildly cleaning itself out. As you can see on the outside, though, so that's in essence, that's added 2 days, the effect of a bad tide. Not really ideal. Yeah, it's that first drop. If we could hold back from that first drop so that the contamination stays low, do a much better job. Now, whether that just becomes a manual thing with a sluice, I would love to get this done automatically. Yeah, not entirely. I'm entirely sure. Now that's been 3 days. The problem is when you get to the low percentages, getting it down to that lower number does take more work. Unfortunately, the creep down is a lot slower. Let's just open it for now. Go. Let's auto it. These are still closed. And there you go. So now these ones are open, and this continues. That will eventually dry out. That's not a problem. Yes, we do need to. We need to adjust it or slightly work it out. But I think the solution, it is a working solution. Just needs tweaking. Definitely just needs tweaking. And whilst staring at all of that, while our resources started to go back up again, this has gone and drained itself out. And now what I need to do I need to put upstairs there. Now, let me think about this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is as low as everything gets because my water pumps only go down for level of 4. Correct. Right, so we don't need to do any devastation here. What we do need to do is do me some pathing. Which would allow me to get a few various bits and bobs. Not a fun pathing chain for people to actually reach. Well, that will allow building to start. I don't really much that vein. But that's going to allow a lot of that. It's just going to be a slow process now because it's not very efficient. Yes, I could be getting in here, couldn't I? I want to blow all of this up. And go and become a better reservoir. Whoops. Not what I meant to do. I clicked the wrong button on my mouse. But that'll keep my builders busy forever. Whilst that's going on, we've got a little bit of steel, scrap metal even left. Going, that's not a problem. Our resources are maybe a little bit slow, but kind of turning around. Like I said, we do need to look to be pushing out to the mines soon. But beaver numbers not really allowing. And I could do also very much improving my food store. Now, all of my storage is pretty much going to move, and I'm wondering if this becomes a little bit of a storage hub just here, because I mean these guys can easily access it from here, and plus, you know, when it comes to the end of the day and everybody wants to eat, well, they all kind of come back through the zip lines anyway, so the only thing it puts a bit out of reach is anybody that ends up in a medical bed will end up being a little bit further away. They have to crawl their ass all the way up here, then cross. I think that's not a bad shout in terms of location. Again, it's a little bit further away. It's not the most efficient thing in the world. Farm, and what am I eating? Berries. Berries are just the extra. I'm not actually eating them. They are my reserve. You know, because there is not really a farm down by... Sorry, a transit station down by the farms. Kind of quick access. Really should be. It'll potentially help with logging as well. High priority. That though. Then. Yeah, that'll make that a little bit faster for both the logging and farms. Yep, let's happily. this into of a food. Let me think about that one once more. Like that. Or Garrett or the Betadoc. Yeah, let's do that. I don't kind of like how this kind of blocks off the front of this building. It's perfectly functional, but it looks a little bit ugly. We'll have to decide how I feel about that one. Why, true. Don't give these a bit higher priority as well. They actually get built, basically, because otherwise stuck behind the dam forever. Yeah, that's gonna make things a smidge faster. Not a huge amount, to be perfectly honest, but a smidge. Not too much distance between these two, to be honest. Every little helps, right? Every little helps. Yeah, guys are chucking in a whole bunch of building stuff. Like I said, it's very much not efficient. Wondering if worth it. Oh, another bad tide already. La. Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's get that built as a priority as well. That's just help everything. So much. Then what we do is, yeah, let's keep that so they can get down here as well. Thing. It may be about time to build my very first spiral staircase. Right, ladies and gentlemen. I'll delete that bit of road by there. In fact, pull that little bit of road by there. Great staircase. Platform. Spiral staircase? Oh my god, it's a thing of ingenuity. Genius. I was about to say, and then I was about to say something else, and then I don't know, nothing. We're changing this path from 139 into a 64. Damn, that's gonna make a difference. Yeah. Gonna happen. So right, so hang on, this is on auto. Just keep it closed a minute. Let's see what we can do with this bad tide. We are coming towards the end of the episode, but let me see if I can kind of run this through manually and then turn off carrots from there. See if I can run this through manually and then work something out in my head. Oh, we are pretty much out of scrap metal. Let's to keep the flow. Go up that to 3. Going to bit of an increased priority, and yeah, this is about to disappear. Now I'm missing 12 workers. We could do definitely with more workers. However, do I think my infrastructure can cope? That's the question. I think so. I think if I keep an eye on it, if I keep it going a bit manually, I think it'll be okay. Let's risk it for a chocolate biscuit. We all love chocolate biscuits. Bad tide starts. Experienced 2 bad tides in a row. Now this has immediately gone up to 10%. Like I said, let's hold it out. This is a 3-day bad tide. Go. The new house is built. That'll help with a bit of a population. House size 6. Okay, yeah. We're apparently 12 people down on goods. No goods selected. Yes, because I want you to disappear. No goods selected. I want you to disappear. I need large pile by there with that. That is scrap metal. I need all of you to disappear too. Okay, now just 11 drops missing. Still only 10% contaminated after day 1. See, this is what I need to be able to do. I need to be able to hold this, then have this turn on. Not sure how I can do that automatically with the parameters I'm setting. Because I can't use contamination percentage. So obviously I want this to hold, then throw everything out. That's the problem. The contamination has gone up to 23% as well, without attempting to help it. Got up to 57, I want to say. Why are you wandering all the way around here? What's wrong with... Okay. Let's prioritize this as well, please. So we can actually connect this path. This. Wandering around a long way and it's upsetting. Station for a reason. Very much for a reason. You crazy goose. That also has a priority. Oh, but the things below it do not. There you go. Now you can go down there and go down the stairs. You crazy beavers. Crazy beavers. Okay, that has that. That on go. Nice, very nice. We are, yeah, we're slowly creeping up. You know, I'm worried about numbers. I am genuinely worried about those numbers. Oh, we just drained and back up again. 40%. Now, obviously, we did a 2-day bad tide and got to 57. So, in a 3-day bad tide, we're only gonna hit 40. So, numbers are much better. But obviously, it could end up being a lot higher. So if I now wait for the bad tide to officially end, then I turn this to auto. There you go, I mean, look at that. Contamination dropped down to 3% immediately. Now downstream depth is pretty high, so it would probably be this that cleans itself out more than anything else. But so that in theory works. It's just managing to somehow get it to automate itself, basically. And I'm not sure I can do that with control. I'll have to have a really good think about that one. That can now disappear and all come up here. The Great Dam is being built. Bad tide solution. Like I said, it works provisionally. I am going to have to go away and think about how I can get this done. There's always the manual element. there is always the manual element, but I don't overly like the element, if I'm perfectly honest. So yeah, there is the manual element. We'll see. Well, like I said, we'll see what I can get going. We have slightly recovered on our resources. Oh wow, nope, the 4th lumberjack definitely killed the forest. Oh yeah, the 4th lumberjack. 4th lumberjack hit hard. 4th lumberjack hit real hard. Go ahead. Not gonna be much. I think at this point every 3 helps. Took 5 more down. But either way, you know, we are, and plus, you know, our logs are holding their own. I understand they've got a lot further to go to use them, but our logs are still holding their own, even with the dam still being built. Yeah, so no, we've done quite well. We're definitely holding on. I think that's been, yeah, so it's been 2 days. Almost gonna clear itself out without my intervention. And this is about to hit the 5. This will drain through. This will drop down to 0 contamination. Like to think, let's see that magical number. Oh. Some trickles through, but not a lot. That's weird. Let's open you up. Go. Now opens up. Okay, so like I said, it's a work in progress. Plus, when I actually move away my water pumps, it really matter how fast this comes back through in the grand scheme. Once these guys are moved away, it eventually will actually be a perfectly working solution. I mean, maybe that's my trick. I'll remove the demand, so the supply for the solution doesn't quite have to be so hefty. But hey, maybe that's how it goes. Okay, so when we come back next time, I think it's time to get an extractor online. Further drain on our beaver resource pool, I understand, but then I can go and blow up all of this level as well, and I can go and get these trimmed off. I think that could end up being the solution, you know what I mean? So we'll go ahead and do that. Get that put to bed, so to say. Get that blown up just beautifully. So yeah, next time we come back, I think, like I said, because I think we're okay with our bad tide. I don't think I have to pay too much attention to that anymore. We're okay with our general resource management now, and our resources coming up. So I think it's time to focus on getting this online. And more to the point as well, though, I do need to make sure I block this off, because yeah, it's definitely a thing. Will it let me? It does. Well, I could of course always cap it. I don't actually have to wait till dirt. Always get a little bit of that, bit of that, and I will definitely stop playing now because I need to. I'm going to hit pause, because I can't do things when it's paused. Things don't advance. Well, I can do things. I can keep putting down plans. I am now actually going to stop, though, because I said that about 6 minutes ago. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for joining me from myself and the Beavers of Beaver. I do truly hope that until the next episode, you can all stay safe, happy, and healthy.